Alrighty, let's head on out. Oh, wait, I forgot to look at the map. He's a little bit closer so I can get that. Actually, no, I think I'll leave it. And yep, looks good. Gas station there. Alright, looks good. How we doing on gas? It looks like we got quite a bit. Yeah, 3/4. There are quite a few people here. Kind of reminded me of, what was it, Rotterdam we were in the other day? That was crazy. Wonder if we can beat the sun going down. I was gonna look and see what kind of cargo. Well, I mean, I know what cargo we have, but the weight on the cargo. If I can reach my keyboard, maybe I'll wait. I'll say cruise control. How about that? 36,000. Huh. I thought it'd been a little bit more than that. We're going 60. It feels like I'm going slow. Probably because we have 3 lanes. money's going up there. 139,000. Just need about 40, 50,000 more. We'll get that garage. I haven't decided where I'm going to get it. I want to get it on this side of Europe, but a little bit more west. Probably, I don't want to put it in Rotterdam. Maybe just east of Rotterdam. That's bad when 60 feels slow. Knowing me, I'll probably wreck in these corners, curves. I guess we might as well fill up. Yeah, that was a bit fast. Just a second here. Alrighty. I was reading MSN. I like to catch the highlights. Apparently there's a pretty big shooting. I didn't catch it all. I just kind of glimpsed over it. I can't remember where it was at though. I want to say Dallas, but that might not be right. I do remember it said something about 4 police officers shot, but I don't know if they were killed. Apparently it made a pretty big mess. Had to reroute the entire town. Going through tunnels like this in real life, that'd be something. I may have already mentioned it. I've been in tunnels in the past. Nothing long though, just short. Every time I think of those big tunnels, though, I think of movies that Will Smith was in, like Men in Black, going through the tunnels. Oh boy. And wasn't there one iRobot? Yeah. Movies like that, iRobot, Terminator, and stuff like that, they good movies. I enjoy watching them. I think part one I found a little bit scary back in the day when it first came out. And when you think about it, they they uh, they get to me a little bit. I don't see anything like that, totally wiping out the world or anything like that. But I could see that if our technology keeps going in the direction it's going. I catch there's a show. It's actually a competition, battle bots or something like that. It's pretty interesting. Some of the robots they come up with. If we ever get the technology up there and start doing with artificial intelligence, man, that could be some scary stuff. I've seen where they have built some ones that they do their best to try to make them look real, robots that look real. And they had one, and I can't remember what the name of the robot was, but it was a female, and they only did the head part. I think the body was still exoskeleton, but they dressed it up. The head and the hands, I believe. And to my surprise, it actually it recognizes human form and was able to respond to brief sentences. It has a short vocabulary, but it was able to respond. Like, you could ask it, "Hi, how are you?" and it would respond to that. If you told it what your name was, it would recognize you. Some of the facial features, though, they're a bit off. It tries to imitate human reactions, and those were a bit off. And actually, they were so off that I think in real life, if I was to see that, it would kind of freak me out a bit. Because he's turning around. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Trying to turn around. I think if they were to actually get artificial intelligence good enough, get it done well enough, I might be okay with a robot, with an exoskeleton robot, or something that just did not look human, but the whole human form thing, I don't know about that. A little bit too freaky, if you ask me. I think iRobot had a really good point, though. Teaching robots so well to protect humans that the only way to protect human was to lock them up. Humanity. Protecting us from ourselves. lot of creativity that goes into not only just the making of the movie, uh, the whole story in general. Some of those stories really do, at least for me, they make me sit back and think, you know, that actually has a possibility to somewhat happen to a degree. I really like movies that have outbreaks and stuff, you know, viruses and stuff that get out and um, do quite the number on humanity. What was that virus that China had? Oh man, I couldn't imagine being in that area at that point in time. That must have been really freaky on them. Can't remember the name of the virus though. I really enjoy what was that name of that movie? The Resident Evil stuff too. There was a small clip, and I think it was probably a drug-related issue on this particular matter. But there was a guy that he went crazy and ended up consuming another person, their face, and try not to go into too much detail. Police officer ended up having to shoot the suspect. I think, actually, I don't even remember how many times he tried to make it over, because I don't know if this guy's looked like he was swerving a little bit, and I didn't want to get too close. Or all I remember about that particular scenario is he said he shot the guy once, and it didn't kill him, so he shot him some more, but I don't remember how many times he ended up actually having to shoot the guy. I think that ended up being a drug-related issue, though. There's been a couple of cases like that. From my understanding, is it bath salts? Can't really remember the type of drug, but anyway, my understanding, what happens is your body just gets so hot that you can't stand the heat, and you end up taking off your clothes and you just go crazy. The number of players in the area is really throwing me off. It's so strange. I mean, you go, you know, miles without seeing somebody, and all of a sudden you see 3 or 4 or 5. Really weird. Maybe everybody's running convoys or something. And as far as the Resident Evil type stuff, I don't think anything like that would be possible. If anything, it would either be a drug-related issue, or it would have to be a man-made virus. And as far as it getting spread like that, I don't see anything like that. It would take, you know, quite a while before any effects would come of it. I think it would be contained really quick. I'll tell you what's really scary, all the technologies and stuff that we have that we rely on. You know, something as simple as a blackout, what that would do to the world. I mean, could you imagine you wake up one day and nothing works? As far as electricity goes, you know, all the lights are out, computer's not working. Of course, I guess you would still have your vehicles, but then you would run into the problem of not being able to fill them up. That would be a huge issue. And there's so many appliances that we rely on day to day that we don't even think about. And for that to get shut off, I mean, even if it got shut off for one day, the amount of panic that would go, it would be insane. I mean, even if it only happened in a small, even in one state, let's just say it was, well, even in a couple of city-wide area, that would cause panic. And if it happened in one state, oh my goodness. I'd probably give it to not even a day, and people would be breaking in trying to get food and supplies that they need from stores. We could hold up here for a little while, a couple of days at least. We keep a good amount of water. I think three deep freezes that we have. Then my granddad has a cellar. I store a little bit of our garden food down there, but that would rot pretty quick. Quite a bit of canned foods and stuff. Do have well water, but we used to have a little generator. I'm not sure if we still have that or not. And as far as food and water goes, we'd be alright for a while. Granddad's got propane. I think my mom has some too. Don't really stock up in the sense that we're expecting something like that. It's so much as in well, I mean, when you're working with a garden, and also we run out and get corn and all that other stuff, not something that you can just walk out there and grab something every day. You gotta kind of plan for the winter and stuff as well. So it's not so much that we're stocking up for an outbreak, so much as just keeping the food from the garden and all that stuff, keeping it from rotting. Of course, I've got candles out the wahoo. I can't live without those. I don't have them on daily or nothing like that. It's just that we get a lot of storms and our electricity goes out quite often, so I like having it. Plus, I like the smell of a real light vanilla. I don't like the sweet vanilla, and I love cinnamon. And I'm glad I wasn't going any faster. Yeah, I do really enjoy watching end of the world type movies and scenarios and stuff. Not so much that I believe the things that are going to happen like that, but it makes me think a lot. Kind of the what if scenarios. I also like watching the movies where like a huge tidal wave or something's taking over the world. Don't really foresee that. Now there have been some asteroid movies hitting Earth and stuff. That one I could definitely see a huge possibility in that. More of a likelihood, I guess. I do like, I can't think of the name of the movie. They go up and they blow up an asteroid that was destined to hit Earth. I think it was a movie, I want to say Bruce Willis, but I'm probably wrong. Armageddon, I think, is the name of the movie. Yeah, so they end up going up into outer space and blowing up an asteroid and all that. And that one I find very unrealistic for a number of reasons. Not only would you have to have enough explosives to actually blow it up, it would have to be in such great detail that I don't even think we'd have enough to do it. Not only that, but actually getting it up there into space would be another huge concern. And the amount of time and preparation it would take for something to be able to prepare for something like that. And just as far as blowing an asteroid up before it hit Earth, you wouldn't be able to do it. Even if we had enough preparation to actually get up there, and even if we built a shuttle that could actually hold all of that material in order to get it up there, blowing it up wouldn't be enough to actually offset the course of all the debris that would be coming down. So let's suppose that you actually get up there and you're able to blow up the asteroid. And let's just assume that you're able to blow it up enough that the small asteroids aren't going to hit Earth. You're still going to have all of the debris and stuff is going to cover the atmosphere. So within a given amount of time, you're looking at killing off the population due to no sunlight. Pretty much just blacking out the Earth. It would take a long time for all that debris to escape the atmosphere. Yep, I probably need to slow down. They need to up the fees on the traffic offense. I say that, but man, damage in multiplayer is bad enough, I guess. I'm pretty fortunate so far. A couple of rear ends, but at like 5 miles an hour or less. Actually, I was sitting still. I don't know how fast the other guys were going. See, I don't believe in that stuff, but they sit back and make me think, especially with the robot one. I can really see something similar, not on a huge scale, like I said, just a minor outbreak, but I think it would be such a big deal that I kind of wonder what that would do as far as halting. Are we gonna get her in there? Halting production on that for a while, quite a while actually. Not bad. And I think we've already been to this city. Hey, we get another point. It'll be more experience. Let's take a look. Yeah, we've already been here. Alright, let's grab another freight. Yep. F7. Oh, I hit the button. Come on. I'll also get some repairs over there, I guess. This is really cheap on repairs. 158,000. We're getting it. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Alright, so map and freight. Well, we haven't been there. Not much in the way of monies. We can probably do this and maybe one more. I also really like conspiracy theory movies. I find those pretty entertaining. Not that I believe in any of them, but some of them have made me sit back and go, whether or not they're real, or whether or not there could be something there, I'll put it that way. It still made me sit back and think, even if these things aren't real, there is that probability that somewhere down that road something like that could happen. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, and of course I can't. Alright, give me just a second here. Let's check out that map. Let's see, you got one area there that I want. Come on, give it to me. There we go. I think we've got that road. This would be kind of out of the way, but yeah, I don't want to miss the stuff that's there. Sorry. I think that'll do her. Kind of getting down to the nitty gritty. How much more do we need? Man, I'd like to get 5% more. I don't think it's gonna happen. Parking brake. Looks like a guy on the right's probably just sitting still. Yeah, that dude's moving real slow. Yep, he's parked. No, he's not. just moving slow. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it looks like it might be having a little bit of lag too. I guess some of the other movies I really did enjoy. And it's probably because I grew up on Batman, the original movie. Can't think of the name of the actor. I haven't liked any since then. Well, I like them, but I didn't enjoy them as near as much. And the reason being is because I felt like at that time the original actor did such a good job. And when I see other people putting on that uniform and hearing the voice and all, I don't know, it doesn't mesh with me. I don't know how to describe it. I really don't like other actors picking up where somebody else left off. I get that image of them, the first initial impression of them from based off the original actor. And when I see somebody else try to do it, it just, I don't know. And the Joker, I have not liked any of them since the original. I can't even remember who the Joker was. I also feel like in the later videos of Batman, it just got a little too technological with all the fancy gadgets. I mean, I know comic books and stuff, he had some pretty fancy gadgets, but I kind of based it off the movie. Didn't really get into comic books that much. And with that being said, I actually do have a fair amount of them. Well, I say a fair amount, it's probably about, if you stack them all up, probably maybe a foot, I guess. And the only reason I have those is because one of the guys I was going to school with, went to elementary school with, he was real big into them, so he ended up giving me some. And then of course I kind of got into them a little bit. I don't think I actually read all the ones I have, so I collected them, but only because he did. Baseball cards, I don't have very many, probably a book worth. Had a what do they call it? It's a laminated book. You can stick each card in there individually. I did that, and of course I have a couple of packs that I never opened up, as well as a box. And then one that he gave me that it was worth quite a bit back then. I don't know how much it'd be now. Ended up giving that to me. I believe it was a birthday present. Trying to think of some of the other movies as an example to the Batman movie that I didn't care for other actors stepping in, and I'm drawing a blank, but I know there's been several. It's kind of like the Star Wars movies. I mean, I can't imagine that without the original actors in it. Man, if they ever they ever quit, then I won't be watching them. I say that and I haven't watched the last one that came out. I can't remember the name of it. It just really didn't look all that good to me. I say that, and I do remember my brother went and watched it, and he said based off the previews, he probably wouldn't have watched it either, but he went ahead and watched it anyway, and he said he really enjoyed it. So I don't know. I might actually consider that one day. It'll be a rental though. I won't be going to the theaters for sure. It's been out for a while though. If I remember right from what he said, the original actors really didn't play much of a role in it, which would be one reason I wouldn't want to go see it. Yeah, actors really do make or break the movie. And it's not necessarily that they're bad. It's just that it's like I said. Once you've seen that main actor in that movie, it's hard. Even if the guy that steps in or lady that steps in is a better actor, it just I don't know. It does something. Man, it is extremely dark. Where's that moon at? Looks like I failed to mark that gas station up there. Glad I see it. why I'm pulling over here. I don't want to stop. Yeah, I'm getting tired. Got some construction. Oh, we can talk about roads. It amazes me how poor of a job they do on them. And I'm not talking about the game, I mean real life. I guess it boils down to a money situation. I know it also depends on the land where the roads are going to go through, but man, I have seen some really terrible roads. And around here, our main road, and I don't know why, but about every 5 to 7 years or so, it seems like they end up redoing it. And it's, you know, I get excited. I'm like, yes, they're finally going to fix the road. And what do? They come in and they pour that black asphalt. And I cry every time I see them do it, because I know it's only a matter of not even a couple of weeks or a month, you know, goes by, and it's right back to where it was. There'll be potholes, bumps in the road, and it's just like, why do they even waste the money blacktopping it? I mean, we've got, it's getting to the point, we've got a lot of businesses and stuff that are building up. Let me get over. Building up around us, so we're getting more and more semis that are traveling down those roads, and really I don't feel like they're roads meant for semis. You know, they hit their brakes or whatever, and it doesn't take much. Those roads start to buckle, and the heat and all that. I won't even get into the design issues of the roads. They're terrible. You know, they were built way back in the day before we had businesses and stuff booming up around us. So they tear them down and rebuild them, and then they try to make them fit really what they need to do. And of course it costs too much money. I understand that, but really what they need to do is rip everything up and start over. They're just kind of working on sections at a time, but it's not really getting straightened out. I guess we got a little pretend convoy here for a while. No, I say that and they're going the other way. Should have kept my mouth shut. That's a pretty interesting curve coming up. Kind of looks like I might need that gas station. I can't tell if it's yellow or gray. Looks like it might be yellow. Yeah, yellow. Okay, we got it. Might not make that. Oh man, that's sad. I even saw that curve coming and I still didn't slow down. Man, that guy's really catching up. Must have his trailer stability jacked all the way up there, because there ain't no way it made that curve coming like that. Unless maybe he took up all 3 lanes like I did. I took up 2. Just trying to keep it from tipping over. Where did all the traffic come from? You know, one area that's got some of the worst roads I've seen, and I'm not talking about as far as potholes. I mean just the design. That'd have to be Texas. Oh, I hate driving through Texas. Like, I think there's one area that has like 4, maybe even 5 highways stacked on top of each other that pass through. That's insane. I can only imagine if the top one was to have an issue. I think it's 4 highways. Not sure if this guy's getting on the highway or... No, he's going under it. Alright. Oh wow, I didn't even see that guy coming up behind us. That freaked me out. Just, I'll have to play that back. He just come out of nowhere on my screen. Well, I wasn't even watching the mirrors. I just see the headlights. I was like, whoa. Too busy paying attention to the mini-map, which should have shown him on there, so I don't know why I didn't see it. Maybe he came up too fast. There's another bridge. Can't tell how fast that guy ahead of us is going. He might be doing about 50, I guess. Another gas station. I don't really need to, but I'll go ahead and fill her up, top her off. Won't have to worry about that. And I think this will be our last run. That way I don't have to worry about tomorrow. I'm getting pretty tired, I feel it. Probably should have skipped a day, but I didn't want to. I wanted to get these videos out. Hope it didn't make for too bad of a video. There was quite a bit of time there I wasn't talking. Almost there. Oh, that's a convoy. Wow. Nice job there, guys. You had me worried though. I thought I was gonna rear end somebody. Well, they're on the shoulder. The lights are out. looks like we made her. Had a pretty decent run there. It seemed like a while though. I know it's partially because we had some country roads there, and also I'm getting tired. And I'm gonna hit that. Nope. Lucky. Yeah, wasn't even paying attention. Alright, let's go for 2. Let's go for 1. Nice. Oh, we get 26,000 experience. And money wise, 181. I think we only needed 180 for the garage. Probably do one more run though before we get that garage. Not tonight, tomorrow. Maybe try to find a good place to buy one and then catch a run out that way. How we do on our map completion? Ugh. 4%. As far as the garage, so where's our other one? I think our other one is down here, so I'd really like it to be over here somewhere. Maybe we'll find a run somewhere over in this area and pick up a garage over here. That way we can, if it'll let us. I know in single player you can teleport between the garages. In multiplayer, I don't know. That might help us out later on down the road. Anyways, I need to get off of here and see if I can get this into processing while I lay down. And tomorrow, hopefully we can hit that 50% on the map completion and get us a garage and start working on trying to get us a truck. Anyways, this is Scully wishing everybody a happy morning, evening, and night wherever you're at, and we'll see you next time. Scully out.